Hello guys, hi, namaste, good morning everyone. So today we are going to discuss about a new chapter. It's called tissue. This is the second chapter of class 9 and the first chapter आप लोगों ने सबने पढ़ाई किया होगा. It's called cell, the basic fundamental unit of life. अच्छा बच्चों, आज हम टिश्यू के बारे में पढ़ेंगे. तो ये टिश्यू होता क्या है? कोई मुझे बताओ ये टिश्यू होता क्या है? ये टिश्यू का काम क्या है? कोई पूछेगा अरे हम खाते वक्त खाना खाने के बाद हम लोग हाथ साफ करने के लिए टिश्यू का यूज इस्तेमाल करते हैं, इसको हम टिश्यू बोलते हैं ना? नहीं, इसको टिश्यू नहीं बोलते हैं. और क्या करते हैं? अभी स्टैंडर्ड 8 के बच्चे बोलेंगे सर हम लोगों का कोर्स और सिलेबस कितना कम था, बहुत मजा आ रहा था, लेकिन सर अभी स्टैंडर्ड 9 आते आते हम लोगों का सिलेबस बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ गया. सो सर हम लोगों को टिश्यू दीजिए, हम आंसू पोंछने के लिए हम अपना टिश्यू यूज करेंगे. ओके, तो इसको हम टिश्यू बोलते हैं. नहीं अरे यार नहीं, मैं उस बारे टिश्यू के नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, मैं बायोलॉजिकल टिश्यू के बारे में बोल रहा हूँ. तो आज हम पढ़ेंगे द सेकंड चैप्टर ऑफ क्लास 9 साइंस इज कॉल्ड टिश्यू. सो नाउ यू टेल मी व्हाट आर टिश्यूज, व्हाट इज टिश्यूज. अच्छा, तो टिश्यू क्या होता है? हमारे ऐसे सेल्स में छोटे छोटे तरह के उपादान होते हैं जो हमारे सेल बायोलॉजी में उसको क्या बोलते हैं? टिश्यूज बोलते हैं. सो उसको क्या बोलते हैं हम लोग? टिश्यूज बोलते हैं. तो आज हम टिश्यूज के बारे में बोलेंगे. टॉपिक्स टू बी कवर्ड. तो ये हमारा टिश्यू, हाउ मेनी काइंड्स ऑफ टिश्यूज? देयर आर टू काइंड्स ऑफ टिश्यूज. व्हाट आर दे? फर्स्ट वन इज योर प्लांट टिश्यू and second one is your animal tissue. अच्छा, तो पहले हम लोग किसके बारे में डिस्कशन करेंगे? प्लांट टिश्यू के बारे में डिस्कशन करेंगे. लेकिन उससे पहले यू गाइस टेल मी व्हाट इज टिश्यू. व्हाट इज टिश्यू? हु कैन से मी व्हाट इज द फंक्शन ऑफ टिश्यू? हु डिस्कवर्ड टिश्यू? So what is tissue? A group of cell having common origin and perform a particular function is called tissue. इसको क्या बोलते हैं? हम टिश्यू बोलते हैं. What is the study of tissue called? What is the study of tissue called? The study of tissue is called histology. The study of tissue is called histology. Now write down it. The study of tissue is called histology. Now you tell me who coined the term histology. Now you tell me guys who coined the term histology. Who can say me? Please give the answer. The term histology is coined by. Who can say me? The term histology is coined by Xavier Beckett. ये तुम्हारे एनसीईआरटी में नहीं दिया है, ये मैंने खुद पढ़ा है. The term histology is coined by Xavier Beckett. ठीक है, इसको तुम्हें याद करना है. What is tissue? A group of cells having common origin and perform a particular function is called as tissue. The study of tissue is called histology. The study of tissue is called histology. The term histology is coined by Xavier Beckett. Okay? Now you guys tell me. So ये टिश्यू देखने में किस तरह से होते हैं? पहले हम लोग डिसाइड करेंगे प्लांट टिश्यू के बारे में. तो खुद हम अपना और प्लांट का एग्जांपल लेके बताएंगे कि प्लांट टिश्यू होता कैसे है, एनिमल टिश्यू होता कैसे है. देखो, अपने आप को प्लांट के साथ कंपेयर करके देखो. सिमिलरिटीज क्या है, डिससिमिलरिटीज क्या है. हम लोग मूवमेंट कर सकते हैं, यस और नो, बट प्लांट कैन नॉट. यस और नो. हम लोग रेस्पिरेट कर सकते हैं, प्लांट भी रेस्पिरेट कर सकते हैं. लेकिन हम दोनों के बीच में अंतर क्या है? कौन बोलेगा? So what is the difference between plants and animals? Who can say? तो प्लांट क्या कर सकते हैं, एनिमल्स क्या कर सकते हैं? तो plant cannot move from one place to another, but animals can move from one place to another. Yes or no? तो there are lot of difference between plant tissue and animal tissue. हम ऐसे ही खुद पता कर सकते हैं जब हम अपना एग्जाम्पल लेके प्लांट के साथ कंपेयर करेंगे, ठीक है? तो प्लांट क्या करता है, अपने एक जगह पर खड़ा ही रहता है. There is no movement of plants, but we are the human beings. We are considered as the living beings. Plants also living beings, but what is the major difference between these two? We can move from one place to another, and plants cannot move from one place to another. And this is the difference. Okay, there are lot of difference we can create by analyzing lot of stories that we have already completed in our first chapter. Cell is the basic fundamental unit of life. Okay, so now we have considered to the our back to the our chapter tissue. A group of cells having common origin and perform a particular function is called as a tissue. So उसके बारे में थोड़ा बहुत अभी हम डिस्कशन करेंगे, ठीक है? Okay, so now we are considering about the basic structure. Here is the cell. What is this? Here is the cell. Lot of cells combines to form a tissues. Lot of cells combines to form a tissue. Lot of tissues combines to form an what? Organs. Lot of tissues combines to form an organ. Then lot of organ combines to form an organ system. What are the organ system present in our body? अच्छा, what are the organ? Heart, liver, pancreas. Okay. What are the organ system? Respiratory system, excretory system, circulatory systems. Okay, these are the different kinds of our organ system, and total organ system combines to form our organism, a complete organism. Okay, a cell combines to form a tissue. Lot of cells combine to form a tissue. Lot of tissues combines to form our organ. What are the organ? Heart, liver. Okay, kidney, respiratory organs. Okay, what are the respiratory organs? You can say, you know that what are the respiratory organs? Then organ completes the organ system, and organ system completes the total individual, what known as our organism. Okay, very good. Okay, so cell, lot of cells combines to form a tissue, lot of tissues combines to form an organ, that is heart, liver, etc. Then lot of organ comes to form your organ system, then comes your organism. So now we have discussed about our plant tissues. So what is plant tissue? Plant tissues are broadly divided into two parts. Plant tissues are broadly divided into two parts. What are they? Permanent tissue and meristematic tissue. Permanent tissue and meristematic tissue. Meristematic tissue. Permanent tissue and meristematic tissue. Okay, good. Now we are going to discuss about the difference between meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. We know previous our meristematic tissue and permanent tissues are broadly divided from the what? Plant tissues. Plant tissues are broadly divided into meristematic tissues and permanent tissues. Here are the major difference. Here meristematic tissues, the cells are divided continuously. Okay, here the cells are divided continuously. But in the permanent tissues, these tissues are derived from meristematic tissues. Permanent tissues are derived from meristematic tissues. Okay, and they do not divide at all. They do not divide at all. Here the cell shape is isodiametric. Okay, the meristematic tissue. In the meristematic tissues, the cells are small and isodiametric. The cells are small and isodiametric. But in permanent tissues, the cells are variable in size. The cells are variable in size. Okay. Third, they have a intercellular space between them. There is a intercellular space. There is a intercellular space between the cells. But in the permanent tissues, the cells among the space between the cells are absent. Cell space are absent. Cell space are absent. Most important, here vacuole is absent. Your vacuole is absent in the meristematic tissue, but in the permanent tissues, vacuoles are present. In the meristematic tissues, vacuoles are absent. अच्छा, who can tell me why in the meristematic tissues vacuoles are absent? हम लोग फर्स्ट अपने चैप्टर में, पहला वाला चैप्टर में सेल में हम लोग पढ़े थे कि प्लांट के टिश्यू में क्या होता है, सेल्स में क्या होता है, प्लांट टिश्यू के सेल्स में क्या होता है, वैक्यूल्स होता है। लेकिन हम प्लांट के टिश्यू के बारे में पढ़ते हैं, लेकिन मेरिस्टेमेटिक टिश्यू में वैक्यूल्स क्यों एब्सेंट होता है? कौन बोल पाएगा? हियर वैक्यूल्स आर प्रेजेंट। हु कैन से द आंसर? Because vacuoles is provide rigidity to the plant cells. Okay, vacuoles are provide rigidity to the plant cell. But here we studied that the cells are divided continuously. तो वैक्यूल क्या काम करता है हमारे प्लांट सेल में? ये स्टोरेज का काम करता है। लेकिन मेरिस्टेमेटिक टिश्यू क्या करता है? हमारा सेल को डिवाइड करते जाता है। इसीलिए ये क्या करता है? वैक्यूल्स को अपने पास नहीं रखता है। ठीक है, this is the most important one. Vacuoles are absent. Vacuoles are otherwise known as the storage house of the plants. Okay, vacuoles are otherwise known as the storage house of the plant, but in the meristematic tissues vacuoles are absent. Okay, here cells are thick. Cells are thick in meristematic tissue. Okay, but in permanent tissue cells are thick and thin and very large. But in permanent tissue cells are thick, thin and very large. Okay, these are the huge difference between meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. You can memorize it. Okay, now we are going to discuss about our two tissues, which is permanent and meristematic tissues. First, this is your permanent tissues, then is your meristematic tissue. Our permanent tissue is divided into two parts: simple permanent tissue complex permanent tissue. Okay, permanent tissues is broadly divided into two parts, that is simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. So now permanent tissues is broadly divided into, we know that already, simple permanent tissues and complex permanent tissues. Here, simple permanent tissues are now subcategorically categorized into three parts. The first one is parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. And complex permanent tissues is broadly divided into xylem and phloem. Now comes to the meristematic tissues. It also divided into three parts. First one is your what? What is the first one? What is the first one? Now meristematic tissue also subcategorically categorized into three parts. First is your apical meristem. Then comes your intercalary, and the last one is your what? What is the last one? Who can say what is the last one? First one is your apical, second is your intercalary, and third one, the last one is lateral meristem. Okay, done. Okay, so tomorrow on the next class we have discussed broadly about our simple permanent tissues and complex permanent tissue and meristematic tissues also. Okay, so thank you everyone. Have a good day.